And we have an interesting spot here. This guy's got 30 big blinds. This guy's got just over 40 big blinds, and we got them both covered. Suited queen 10 in the small blind. Calling is really not good, even though it's kind of hand you want to see a flop with. But I'd rather be the third caller in if we were on the button. But we're not. So we're going to go for a squeeze here. And we go just about 3x the open. We go to 17,775. The original razor folds, and the button calls. This is a decent flop for us. We're still not sure what the button has. He could have a hand like ace, jack, a suited ace, pocket pair of sevens, eights, nines. It's possible he has like a queen jack of clubs or queen jack of hearts, which we're going to hear from on this flop if he does have that. But we have middle pair and a spade draw, backdoor spade draw, sorry. So we're going to go ahead and c-bet it. And we underbet it again. This is pretty typical of what we've been doing so far up to this point in 3-bet pots. We bet just about a third of the pot, under 14,000 into a 40,000 chip pot. And he calls on the button, and we pick up a spade draw. So at this point, I don't know if I can fold my hand. But it would get interesting if you were to jam over a bet here. But again, I don't think I can fold our hand with the pair and the flush draw, especially since queen jack still could be out there, our hearts could be out there, and we have outs if we're behind. So we're gonna go ahead. We bet a third of the pot again. And I was basically trying to tell him by betting a third of the pot that if you shove, I'm calling. Because I priced myself into having to call his shove. He would have been shoving the 76K. And we would have been getting like, well, it would have been putting 200K in the pot. We would have been getting like 2.7 to 1 roughly, and with our hand we can't fold. We're still not sure what he has. He could have a flush draw, though I think it's more likely that he has a hand like king queen after he calls the turn. So or king jack maybe, possibly a king and a flush draw, in which case we were absolutely smashed on the flop. But we might have gotten there on the turn. So he's got under pot size, obviously. This is just a clear jam. We're going to jam, and he calls. And he had floated us with middle pair, worst kicker, thank God. It easily could have been ace-10, the way he played the hand. And he thought that he got there on the river. But it's actually interesting because after I jammed the river, he tanked for probably a good minute before he called. So he improved his hand, but still didn't like it, and he was beat, and that's a good game. And now we got all the chips. Not so much all the chips, but a lot of chips.